Hello and welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Kane and welcome. In this video we are going to be talking about the best crew members to choose when it comes to pulling off the casino heist. Now I'll be talking about each crew member for each approach. Now this is a fairly short video and I know people will be like, but it's a no-brainer when it comes to doing this, but I'll be explaining for each approach and why you should bring who I've chosen. Now, first of all, for those that are new to the casino heist, there are 3 types of crew members you can choose. And no, your teammates that you play with aren't one of these crew members you can literally choose. Yes, you can invite them, but they are not the team members that are going to be giving you all these goodies. These kind of crew members are the gunman, the driver, and most importantly, the hacker. As the hacker will be the one that will choose how long you're in the vault for. And that's the one you want to be taking very seriously. And we'll get into that later. But for now, we'll get the easy stuff out the way first. So, let's get into the gunman section. Now, here's the gunman. Now these guys, they determine on how effective you're going to be when it comes to pulling off the heist. Mainly because they will be giving you the equipment that you'll be needing to blast your way through the Duggins and walk right into the Diamond Casino vault. Now, there are a total of 5 gunmen you can collect. 2 of them are available from the get-go. However, for the other 3, you have to do certain things to unlock them. But first, let's get into the crew. Carl. He takes a 5% cut and he's available from the get-go. The second you buy that arcade, he's there for you. Same with Gustavo Mota. 9% cut, but also just like Carl, he's available from the get-go. And Carl is considered a poor gunman, while Gus Mota is considered a expert gunman. Now let's get into the ones you gotta do some bits and bobs to unlock. Charlie Reed. Now, when I first played the casino heist, I chose him as one of my gunmen because I did not know at the time that there were, you had to do certain things to unlock certain gunmen and all that. Now, Charlie, you need to have a hangar in order to unlock him, which makes sense because you meet him in the hangar, and he helps you modify your aircraft to make them the perfect killing machines. Now, Charlie is considered a good gunman and takes a 7% cut from the heist. Chester McCoy. 10% cut, but boy does this guy give you some nice ass guns. Mark II weaponry is always a welcome to me. Now, unfortunately, you gotta have either a bunker or the arena war station, weapons station for the Mark II weapons in order to unlock Chester. Now, when you have the arena war weapons station, I think he's only available as the driver. I could be wrong. I know bunker definitely, he is available as your gunman. Packy McCreary. What a classic. From the classic GTA 4, and also returned for the single player heists. Packy is considered an expert gunman and takes an 8% cut, but you have to find him in free mode. And it's a pain in the ass to find him, to say the least. If you've watched one of my live streams where I found him twice in the same stream, and fucking hell, the first time I found him I was so devastated when I lost him, because it was a pain in the ass to find him from the beginning. So, if you're doing the loud approach, take Patrick McCreary with you. He gives you a combat MG. But if you're going to be doing the silent and sneaky and the big con, then take Carl, because he takes a small cut from the actual heist, and really and truly he gives you some pretty good guns to help you out in case things go not according to plan. For example, an Uzi. It's a pretty good gun. But anyway, those are all the gunmen, and yeah, let's get into the driver. Now, compared to the other 2 we'll be talking about, hacker and gunman, I'll be spending the least amount of time on driver because this one you're going to have to be, I recommend just choosing the same driver for all your approaches. But first, let's get into the crew for the drivers. These guys are going to be deciding on what effective way you're going to be getting out of this little predicament when the cops show up. So, let's get into him. Kareem Dens takes a 5% cut and is considered a poor driver, but he's available the second you buy that arcade. Taliala Martinez, 7% cut, a good driver, and she is also available from the get-go. Eddie Toe, 9% cut and available from the get-go. Now Chester McCoy also returns, but just like I mentioned earlier, you have to have either a bunker or a Mark II weapon station in the arena war. Now, if you choose Chester for your gunman, you won't be able to choose him as your driver. So, be wise on what position you're going to be giving Chester. And as finally, we have Zach Nelson. And you need the MC Clubhouse in order to use him. He's that little wimpy guy that hangs around at the mod shop that's like, please don't hurt me, mister. So, I advise not taking him because also he only gives you bikes. No high power supercars, no weaponized vehicles, just bikes. Okay, well, thank you for screwing us over in the heist. Anyway, so I'm going to quickly be straight and blunt. All three approaches, you should take Kareem. Take him, because he gives you 4 vehicle choices. The Asbo, the Icy Classic, there's another one I can't remember, I think it's Honda. But the main vehicle he will give you, and this is the one you're going to be using for all your casino heists, the Sentinel Classic. Specifically the green one, he tells you the source. It has loafers, and it's a little bit armored. So, if I were you, I'd take that, because that might save you when you're in a bit of a spot of bother when you're on your way to the sewers or to a nice little helicopter. But anyway, those are the drivers. Now, let's get into the hackers. Now, this is the bit which is the moment most people have been waiting for. The hacker. Now, this guy is going to decide on how long you've gotten that vault for. And really and truly, I'm going to be blunt and pretty much honest with you. You want to choose the best hacker you can get. So, let's meet the crew. Ricky Lukens is considered the worst hacker. Has a 3% take, and he's available from the get-go. You might remember him from the Life Invader mission you do with Michael. Christian Feltz. He's available, just like Ricky. He's considered a good hacker, and he takes a 7% of the cut. Now, if you want Christian over Ricky, if you don't have the other 3 hackers I'm about to mention, I'd probably recommend Christian for the time being. Until you get the other hackers, of course. Johan Blair. Considered a good hacker, takes a 5% cut, and you need the nightclub in order to unlock him. Without the nightclub, you cannot have Johan Blair. And I would probably just pass on Johan, to be honest with you. Paige. 9% cut, and she's considered an expert hacker. You need the nightclub and the terabyte. I mean, the terabyte's the main thing you'll need, but a nightclub also just so you can store the terabyte. And personally, if you don't have the last hacker, she's a good hacker, but if you don't have a nightclub and a terabyte, I'd pass on Paige. And I would go for the man, the myth, the legend, everyone's favorite crack addict from Pacific Standard, Avi Schwartzman. Now, Mr. Schwartzman is the best hacker when it comes to pulling off this heist. He takes a 10% of the cut, and all you really have to do is do the new collectible side quest, which is destroying 50 signal jammers. And the completion of that, you unlock Avi Schwartzman as a heist crew member. And, yeah. You get a lot of time in the vault. You get 3 minutes and 30 seconds if it hasn't gone loud. And personally, if I were you, if you don't want to go and buy a nightclub or terabyte to, use Johan or Paige, I'd go and do that Signal Jammer side quest. It's fairly simple, and GTA Series Videos did a fantastic video on how to do it. Link will be in the description and will be in the pinned comment down below. But, yeah. Overall, go for the best hacker. Avi Schwartzman is your man, but if you can't be bothered to go for Avi, and you don't have a nightclub or a terabyte, just use Christian over Ricky. I mean, Christian's not a very good hacker either, but I mean, I would use him for the time being until you can be bothered to go for Arvi. But Arvi is the main hacker you want to be going for, and I really would recommend it because you have a lot of time in that vault, and it benefits you and your teammates quite a bit. So, yeah, I think we've done the hacker section. So, after you've chosen all your crew members, this is what your heist planning board should look like. Now, remember, in the Gunman, I said it's optional to choose between Carl or Packy McCreary if you're doing the aggressive approach. However, if you're doing the other approaches, just keep Carl. Now, the reason why in aggressive I recommend, choosing between Carl and Packy is because I mentioned it in that segment. Is, you get better weapons with Packy, and he's, the lowest, paying expert gunman. But, every other approach, these are your guys to work with. Carl, Kareem, and Avi. These are gonna be your three musketeers when it comes to pulling off this heist. Carl gives you a mini Uzi for both silent and sneaky, but in loud he gives you a sawn-off shotgun or a revolver. Kareem gives you some really good cars, mainly the Sentinel Classic, which will be the one you are going to be using, and Avi gives you the most amount of time in the vault. So, overall, this is your crew, and hopefully you'll be able to pull off a nice little heist as a result. So, it's been me, Kane. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed this little guide. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike. I just want your honest opinion. If there's any information I left out, please do free to comment down below. And comment down your team of what who would you bring to the heist. But this is personally my crew, and I recommend it for most people. So yeah. If you're new around here, you want to sub to the channel, feel free. We're on the road to the big 600. And if you want to join my Discord server, feel free. It's the best place to know when this content is going to be released, and it's also good in case YouTube screwed me over. It's been doing that a lot recently. But yeah, as always, it's been me, Kane. And as always, thanks for watching, and happy heisting.